Namaste, everyone, and welcome back to another session on meditation, a regular mental exercise. One of the biggest obstacles in meditation is that while we are practicing it or doing it, after a few weeks or days, we want a result to manifest, express itself. We want some thing or some expression of a successful quote unquote meditation. But those thoughts, those ideas, those intentions are actually an obstacle because meditation would have effects at a lot of levels which are probably not measurable also. So the best thing is to prevent oneself from slipping into such outlook of result, gain. What am I getting out of it? How has it changed me, etc. Whatever's happening as a change, let them be byproducts. But to look on them, upon them as waiting to happen, that becomes an obstacle. So the best way to prevent this is to simply do meditation because you have to do it. That's it. Why do you have a bath? Why do you eat food? So why do you meditate? You just meditate for practice. You just meditate because it is to be done. Because not doing meditation at a particular time would imply that you're doing something else. Is that something else also more beneficial than what probably meditation gives? If it is more beneficial than what this can be, then okay, fine. But chances are that most of us fritter away that time into something more non essential than what this is. This is closer, much, much more closer in practice or in bringing one to one's nature. If one doesn't even have the habit of remaining connected to one's own innermost being, then any amount of anything else that we all remain engaged in doing is not as carrying forward, is the only benefit, if any, that you can attribute to meditation. So I'm repeating myself just as a conclusion. The best thing to prevent oneself from having a vision of what am I getting, what am I, how have I changed, etc., such thoughts, best thing is to just bring the attitude of you're doing it because you have to do, not because necessarily there is a direct seen relation immediately. There is, of course, only if you're convinced that it's beneficial will you even attempt it. So, as long as there is that fundamental conviction derived from the fact that it is the closest brings you, knowledge is what is the direct aid, but our minds to hold knowledge have to be equipped also, exercised So, this is one of the ways in which we keep our mind into a right thing to be done, correct thing to be done. And sure enough, with fair practice, few weeks, few months of practice, there is also a certain momentum that it builds up. So you will find that if you've got into the discipline of a particular day and a particular time, after a few weeks and months, your mind automatically, for a little while in momentum, slips into that mode, which is a very great advantage in itself. But we also understand that these are all temporary, and therefore they are just necessary without looking at a fruit or a result from it. Second thing that really helps is, so the first thing I said is, we just do it because it is to be done. That's it. There is nothing more or less at it, appended to it. Second thing that really helps is, because these are early morning sessions, if at night before one has emptied the mind or one has prepared the mind to say, tomorrow morning I'm going to be doing this, you will find that there is a lot of reduction of extra thoughts in time as you keep practicing. So it helps a lot that a night before, you kind of, before you go to sleep, one of your last thoughts, other than whatever else you hold, one of the thoughts is that tomorrow morning I am going to be sitting for meditation just because it is to be done. That's it. For whatever little time I can do in a very relaxed way, I'll just do that much. And that should be a regular continuity for as long as one can, or till something else takes the mind away. So, with this, we'll start. At the end of it, do let me know, of course, that you are able to follow this. Yes, I know there is a temporary help of this, there's a very huge long term help. I've just said don't look at it. But are you able to follow it? At the end, maybe you can just mention it, because it helps to just know that this gets connected or conveyed. So, with this, I'll start. Take a comfortable position. Close your eyes gently. Just begin to empty the thoughts as much as you can by acknowledging that this is the time taken for an essential activity of the mind, for the mind. To be able to even remain still, sitting, requires a certain quiet mind. And if we are able to sit still for some time, that itself is excellent. Even if there are thoughts, just to be able to keep the body still in preparation for meditation, even at that level, you'd probably fall in less than 10% of people. Keeping the body still without movement for a length of time itself is a big control of the mind and the force of thoughts within. That you are able to push that force for a little while away, which jumps the body into action and restlessness. To keep the body still is a very big achievement. Take a few deep breaths. Connect the intention. Set your intention. And then start the relaxation process. Take a few deep breaths. Watch the soles of your feet. Rub them. Wriggle your toes and leave. Shift your attention to your ankles. Watch them. Watch them bone deep. Bone deep means watch up to the point of the bones that hold the foot and the shin together. Shift your attention to the calf muscles, to the knee joints, to the thighs, hip joints, low back, shift your attention up vertebra by vertebra. Massaging by the sides with a little pressure up, and tingle your fingers to the low back without losing contact with the back. Mentally do this 5 times. Rub up with a little pressure from the base of your palm up to the shoulders and tingle with your fingers back to low back. The last pressure up. Breathe fully. Inhale a deep breath and exhale from the nose. Watch your arms, wrap them downwards towards the palm. Watch your fingers and palms. And if you do not have too much heat around you in the body or do not have fever, you can choose to do the Surya Mudra, your ring finger. Bend it to touch the base of your thumb and put a little pressure with your thumb and let all the other fingers remain joined in a relaxed way. Watch the breath go in and out the nostril. When your eyelids become a little heavy or your body feels light and sways, means now the mind has offloaded its previous concerns and is as available as possible, fresh, to engage in something with cooperation, which is auspicious, bhadram, for the being. Thanking Vayudevata for remaining so gently, invisibly present, for breathing to take place. Naman. Visualize the solar orb, sun, mentally, and a Surya Devata sitting in a resplendent chariot of 7 horses, shining effulgent. The heart of the universe. For as long as there is Surya, which is the physical body of this Devata, the indweller, so long is the life of the universe, our universe. Prostrations, Naman, to this being, Devata, who holds extreme power of light and heat, the total power. For wherever on planet light and heat are manifest, they get their light and heat from this same power. Without sun, there will be no light and heat. So we visualize a being in there who controls this physical orb. Naman. Visualize yourself mentally prostrating. This is to strengthen the understanding of the totality and not becoming just a mere follower. It cannot but be true that the whole universe is a conscious expression. So it must be in every physical appearance. And so, sun, Surya, the conscious expression within, expressing life invisible to us, to our eyes, or even understanding, can only just be extrapolated out of Shraddha. So, with Shraddha and not mere bhakti, Shraddha would include bhakti. We accept that the universe is a conscious expression and not inert. And every physical expression has the conscious or not, but life principle. Inertness is not the characteristic of universe. To this Surya Bhagwan, who is the wielder of total power of heat and light, in the presence of which my eyes see things, the Indriya is activated. To this Bhagwan, Naman. Om Adityaya Namaha. 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 He represents the illumination here of the thoughts and the discriminative capacity illumines the Antakaran. This light here is represented by that. Surya represents that. Illumining the three worlds. Om Bhur-Bhuvah-Swaha Tat-Savitur-Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhur-Bhuvah-Swaha Tat-Savitur-Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhur-Bhuvah-Swaha Tat-Savitur-Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You may ask if you need something or need not. Forgiveness for all our omissions. For we may not know the letters, the words, the mantras of how to sing praises and glories. But we certainly do acknowledge the presence of the principle whom Shastra has called Devata, and as the wielder of total power, Bhagavan. To that, Namaskar. May our buddhis remain illumined to guide us from right and wrong, permanent and impermanent, Sat and Asat. And may there be wisdom on the planet. May people be ruled by it, by right knowledge, to preserve life here with peace, harmony, and joy. To let every being be remained in his own gati. Universe is a common house. May there be Shanti everywhere and freedom to pursue one's gati. May our words be heard. Allowing the Devta to retrace back in the solar orb, visualizing the solar orb and you meditating now, sitting here. Watch yourself and your breath entering in the nostrils, through the nostrils. I will conclude. Whenever you're ready, wriggle your toes and fingers and open your eyes. Thank you, everyone. Maybe you remain. Thank you. Inspired to continue doing what is right. For as long as there is life, there is this opportunity. So we'll remain inspired to use it. Thank you, everyone. Remain blessed in Ishvara's grace. Wonderful. Thank you, Shruti. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. Wonderful. Hari Om. Have a lovely day. Shubh Dinam. And may we remain engaged in Shubh Karyan. Namaste.